This is the Banega Swasth India campaign and today is World Health Day. Actor Bhumi Pednekar, who has been associated with our campaign for many years, has recently been announced as UNDP India's first national advocate for sustainable development goals. She joins us now to talk about how central health is to many of the SDGs. Bhumi, congratulations on becoming the first national advocate for SDG goals by UNDP. What are the areas you're going to be focusing on and raising awareness on as the national advocate for SDGs?
Hi, Ambika. Thank you so much for having me on another season. I am extremely proud to be the first national advocate for SDGs for the UNDP in India. The idea of SDGs is to create a sustainable, equal world, be it socially, environmentally, economically, by aiding many vulnerable and marginalized communities. And I just want to do the maximum amount of work that I can to achieve these goals.
Bhumi, health is central to the SDGs. In fact, SDG 3 talks about ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being. When we talk about the other 16 goals, they're also related to health one way or the other. Lakshya Sampurna Swasthika is our theme for this season. How do we ensure health for all?
I feel what we've seen in the last 3 years has been quite an awakening. We have seen countries globally crash because, we went through a pandemic, the healthcare system just crashed. I feel it was a great time for all of us to kind of reflect and understand that we need our healthcare to be way stronger. But it kind of has to start on a grassroots level. Healthcare is just not about accessibility. Yes, that's a very big part. But in our country, it is also stigmatized. When we especially look at children and women from marginalized communities, they have zero access to healthcare. I think my job and what I really want to do is reach out to as many people as possible and let them know that it is basic healthcare is provided to you and it is your right to accept it. And health is just not physical well-being. It is mental well-being as well. I feel that messaging also needs to be spread far and wide. So as you rightly said, the SDGs are interdependent on each other. We cannot achieve any of the goals without making sure that the other goals are at equal power with the one that we are trying to achieve. Healthcare is equally in hand with the adverse effects of climate change. It is equally in hand with gender equality. It is equally in hand to sanitation, clean water, affordable and clean energy, So I personally do believe that we can't achieve any goal till there is parity in achieving all the other goals as well.
Bhumi, you just spoke about gender equality and that's my next question. SDG 5 is achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. We as a nation don't fare very well on that, unfortunately, and when it comes to health, we see a huge gap again. What are your thoughts on this?
As a woman of this country, as somebody who has such high hopes and ambitions of being a citizen of this country, definitely breaks my heart. But I'm very motivated to make sure that, we do create an equal world. What surprises me, Ambika, when we look at the contribution that women have globally, we are the caregivers. We are the ones that set up our ecosystem. And yet our contribution is completely ignored. I feel that's what needs to be changed. We need people in places of power. We need women to be a part of policies that are made. Only then will we have policies that protect women the way they're supposed to be protected. Yes, we are trying to achieve a world that is equal.
Bhumi, we know the connection between climate change and health-related triggers for diseases. What are your thoughts on the urgency in taking actions collectively towards climate change?
Ambika, climate change is the largest looming threat that humanity has ever faced. We are going through it right now. The other day I was reading a report, something that pretty much said that India is going to be one of the first countries to be hit by the adverse effects of climate change. What does that mean? That means we are going to see a mass refugee crisis. We are going to see an outbreak of many diseases. We all are going to be affected by it. So it is all of our collective duty to make sure that we leave behind a habitable planet. I mean, just look at it, right? It is just not about the virus outbreak that happened. It's just not about COVID-19. It is generally about how hot have our summers become? How cold
Yeah.
have our winters become? And what we often forget is that this planet is not human owned. We share it with billions and millions of species, but there is just no empathy.
Thank you, Bhumi, for joining us today. It's always a pleasure to have you with us.